Hey Scorpio, welcome to my channel. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your monthly reading. I'm recording this for December, but it could find you at any time and feel relevant to you at any time. So I guess whenever it does find you, I'm just really glad that you're here. Please stay if you feel called to. I find these so delightful and interesting, and I hope that you do too. I hope that they're of service to you in some healthy way. I hope that they provide some interesting, energetic tidbits to reflect on, perhaps even that will come alongside you in some way, assist you in gaining greater clarity, trusting yourself. Yeah. Because I'm your cosmic auntie. That's what I'm here for. So let's jump in. I'm going to introduce my decks. I'm going to use the Star Tarot, the African Goddess Rising Oracle, and then the Lightworker Oracle for this reading. I hope you enjoy these tools. They're gorgeous, super powerful, lovely, amazing tools. So I hope you enjoy this reading. The visual that I received for you, Scorpio, was, it's like a spin the wheel, but it was on like a whiteboard, and it looked like kind of homemade, like hand done, and everything was black and white, and it was a circle, of course, with like a thing that you'd flick in the middle, and it gave me this very like organized chaos kind of energy, which is, yeah, organized chaos. It gave me this feeling of like maybe there's like a lot of things that are being done at the same time, and almost just like spinning the wheel to, like, I don't know, give some to God in regards to what kind of comes first, because there's just, it almost feels like there's just a lot going on at the same time. So there's an awareness of all the things that are having to be done, and there's this, you know, very scorpionic organization to it, method to it, but then there's this chance aspect to it that I find interesting. And I feel like there's too, like, an element that could be challenging in your archetype of releasing control, like surrendering, but at the same point that it feels like there's no other choice other than to just spin the wheel and just like let, you know, co-create and see what comes first, because it almost is like it doesn't matter what comes first because there's just so much going on at the same time. So I feel like we're very close with, hand in hand with life right now, very conscious co-creators. I also feel like there's a bit of like of an edge with it, like just spinning the wheel, just being like, oh, and you know, handling it from there. Interesting. So we've got the Strength card, the High Priestess, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I'll show them to you as well. So we've got the beautiful Strength card here. And we've got the mystical High Priestess. Sorry if it's got a glare. Then we've got the victorious Six of Wands. And the committed, prosperous Ace of Pentacles. So for those of you that resonate with the visual, like having this kind of sense of organized chaos, kind of having this notion, almost like a game with life, being like, okay, you know, writing down all the things that you're doing and spinning the wheel. And it's like, it feels like that's an intuitive response because of all the things that are kind of happening at once. So I feel a real close, a close relationship, a closeness with your intuition right now to navigate this. I want to say that you are doing so good. It may not feel like that. It may for some of you, but for those of you that are like, ugh, really? Yes. And I see that you've been working really hard. You've been working really hard, and there's this dedication that is quite noble, I heard. And we've got the Three of Wands and the Justice card. Three of Wands underneath the Strength card, Justice underneath the High Priestess, which is really powerful. It's so interesting, Scorpio. It's on the bottom, Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, you've been working really hard at whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're doing. It's multifaceted. It's like all encompassing. That's what I mean. Like there's the wheel. There's the Wheel of Fortune. All those things, all those components have like a thing that you're doing. And it's all happening at once. Organized chaos. I keep hearing that over and over and over again. Organized chaos. So I feel like there is just such a deep way that you're connecting with spirit right now to help you through and navigate this, whatever it is that you're doing. And I sense that it's things that you very much want to do. Some of it is, you know, need to do. There's responsibilities here. There's also projects and dreams and intentions here. There's work. There's work that feels really soul aligned here. There's success here, like honestly, Scorpio, I think that, like, for those of you who are here, for those of you who are resonating with this, it's like you got a lot going on. You just got a lot going on. But there's this sense of harmony and balance I see here. And like maybe it has something to do with just like kind of giving it to God in a way, you know, like kind of just to chance, to life, however it is that you're resonating with this, right? You know, please always use the words and the things that, you know, make sense to you in regards to, you know, interacting with spirit, interacting with divine love, right? But I do feel like a closeness with life, a closeness with spirit, and yeah, a lot of balance. Okay, so we've got another major arcana here, the Hermit, going underneath the Six of Wands. One more, please, for the Ace of Pentacles. Prince of Swords, wow. Which is the Page of Swords in this deck. you're really going for it. Oops. There's a lot that I feel you're responsible for. I feel like some of it is overwhelming and some of it is really amazing. And even sometimes the overwhelming things are amazing and the amazing things are overwhelming. I don't sense like overwhelming, like, overwhelm. It's like, I just see that you have a lot going on. And I'm like thinking of this song lyric, and I can't remember the song, but I think it's by Tame Impala, I think. Anyway, the lyric is, I caught a glimpse and I'm going after it. Caught a glimpse and I'm going after it. And I feel that here, Scorpio. There's a lot of reflection on balance. Like, I feel like there's a keen awareness at managing everything right now. There's a lot of introspection. There's a lot of going within and being very centered in the self right now. I'm pulling that from the Hermit. This is a card of going within and essentially emerging from within too. Like going within and emerging from within. Tuned in with, you know, the personal light to guide us. And I can't help but notice the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit, like the stars, they look the same. Like one is in the lantern and the other one's kind of more close up in the tree. So there's things that I sense that you've built, that you've grown out of like the depths of your soul. I heard a wish on a star. So some of you may have wished on a star for what is coming forth right before your eyes, what is manifesting right before your eyes, what is being cultivated right before your eyes. The Six of Wands too, like another star. Oops. All these starbursts. You know, the person holding the star is like on the horse is going right towards the Ace of Pentacles. There's been great success in whatever it is that you've been doing. Like Scorpio, you're good at what you do. I heard multifaceted, and there's maybe some of you have like a project has gotten to a new level, of there's a certain completion, there's a certain kind of enjoyment with it now. And maybe on that wheel, Scorpio, is like personal time. And even though there's so much going on, there's this awareness through the Hermit, this retreat, this it's not even retreat. I mean, it is. It's like a retreat into the soul, into the self, a retreat into your own space. I feel like that's very important for balance. The Hermit is looking right at justice, for that balance, for that harmony. This High Priestess right above the justice. It's this intuitive understanding and this intuitive calling to, you know, allow space for yourself to enjoy life, to be in your own energy, to quiet the mind, whatever you need to keep that harmony, that alchemy. when it comes to showing up for what you're responsible for at this time, as well as manifesting and cultivating the life of your dreams. There's a lot of ideas I sense that are like it's coming through here. There's a lot of like curiosity and willingness to learn. There's a lot of determination as well, Scorpio. It's such an interesting, powerful reading. I feel like there's this kind of this internal thought. And like, honestly, I feel like you're so humble. It's even hard for me to say it out loud, but like, yo, you deserve good things. You do. You absolutely do. You deserve good things. You deserve time to do what you want to do, what interests you. And sometimes we have to carve that space out for ourselves. And it's almost like, okay, if rest is, make room for rest and restoration, there's so much more. I heard the word zealousness. I don't even know if that's a word. Zealousness? Zeal? For the things that you're building, the things that you're doing, the things that, you know, that you're responsible for. Because honestly, you've been through a lot with the Strength card here, the High Priestess. Like, this is powerful energy. Like honestly, you're not to be messed with. The Emperor, Justice. I heard no one's pulling a fast one on you. Especially the Prince of Swords there too. I just heard the word amalgamation. Things coming together. So maybe there's a lot of components to things that you're doing and they're coming together. Maybe going back to that whiteboard. What would be on your whiteboard? Like if you were to make a spin the wheel of all the things that you are doing right now and all the things that you want to do, need to do, what would it look like? What would be in there? I just keep hearing the word, like I keep hearing believe in yourself. You know, it's okay to believe in yourself. Belief in yourself. Going back to that, like wishing on a star, like I feel like a dream has come true in a way, right? Or it's like really taking form and unfolding, right? Because everything's unfolding. But with the Three of Wands here, it's like this, and the Six of Wands, it's like I feel like there's an aspect of enjoying something of your own creation. And that's been able to come out of the time carved out for the self, the personal time to listen to the intuition, to check in with your alchemy and see and rebalance where it needs to be rebalanced. And when we do those kind of tune-ups with ourselves, we also get in touch with our dreams and our desires and our intentions. The Three of Wands, the things that we value, the things that are meaningful to us. And so I feel like there's really beautiful things that have been grown from that place that are being enjoyed, and cultivated and built on, and show great promise and prosperity. It's something that I feel like it's just like delicious to learn about, endless learning, something that I feel like you almost could have endless energy for. I think we're done with the tarot. Where are we at? Oh, time. Okay. Yeah, endless energy for. Like there's... And there's still like this notion of balance and strength and stamina. So I keep coming back to, you know, finding that place of... Because there's a certain sense of busyness as well. But not to be redundant, but I feel like, I guess like what I feel with that is like there's a certain fatigue that I keep wanting to kind of like come back to, because there's also this zeal, that's the word I used, zeal. I guess if you are feeling fatigued at all, and this resonates with you, you know, really keep finding that time for yourself, to rest, to recharge, to do things that feel good to you, to sleep in, whatever it is that you do for like deep self-care. You can hear your own thoughts, and you can really get close to your truth of the matter and the truth of the situation. Sometimes we have to carve out time, like unstructured time within structured time. And we just have to get creative with it, like spinning the wheel. Because sometimes it's hard to know where to start and spinning the wheel, giving like, okay, you know, start here and then take it from there, right? One step at a time, Scorpio. I also keep celebrating the successes that I really feel reflected here in the cards. There's things that have grown, and it's just delightful. And I feel like it's bringing a lot of like bliss and into your life, which is helping with this balance and this harmony I sense. Organized chaos. Going within and checking your balance is so helpful and really sets us up for success, Six of Wands, in regards to our desires, our dreams, our goals, our plans, our livelihoods, our environments. So I encourage you, if you're not doing it already, unstructured time within structured time, so that you can stop and heal, stop and hear your own thoughts. So what do we got? We have Sekhmet, Wounded Healer. and Aizen, miracles. Then we have Inko Susanna with celestial alignment at the bottom of the deck. So beautiful. Yeah, I feel like for those of you who are here, like really have learned a lot about yourself. Wounded healer, I feel like would be something that makes sense to you. And it's because you're deep. You're super, super deep. And have been through a lot. And Aizen really assists in the marketplace, sense of just the market. Very prosperous energy, abundant, lucky, you know, there's so much potential and like richness that comes with Aizen's energy. I'll read the write-up in just a second because I like reading the goddess declarations. But this whole reading, I just feel, Scorpio, like there's this deeper connection with soul gifts. And really showing up in service of those soul gifts. When it comes to showing up in the collective. But what's cool is that I also, with that, is like, there's this sense of like duty and acts of, and being of service, being a healer, but also like in ways that are unique to you. Starting to think of like, you know, the ways that your soul is shining through your personality. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Because there's something that's kind of bringing me back to like a sense of duty over, like, there's a difference between like duty and like service, I feel. And there may be things like, right, life, sometimes we have to do things that we just kind of, you know, need to do. Like, you know, there's bills to pay, there's things that we do, you know, like there's jobs that we do, things like that to make ends meet, to provide for us, provide for ourselves and our loved ones. But sometimes those things aren't always aligned with our soul. And we know this, right? It's like we can really tune in with that. And I feel like there has been this deep identification of things that just don't align with your soul, but kind of are assisting in providing like material needs and things that, you know, oh man, it's so hard to explain. I hope I'm making sense. But with that, like saying that, there's this notion to Scorpio of like really making room to do what you want to do, create what you want to create in amongst all of that. Because like life is too short and you are important. You're important. This is your life. And being of service and it is so, so beautiful. And there's ways to be of service that I guess are on different levels and dynamics, right? Because ultimately the best way we can be of service is to, you know, be able to show up in our authenticity and feel like our true selves. And sometimes it takes the physical a little bit more time to change with that. But I feel like there's change in the air. There's a lot of listening to the intuition. There's a lot of reflection and deep wisdom here, and building something that you've always wanted to build. And I feel like it is very enjoyable because it's taken form in some way. There it is. Okay, so Sekhmet is the fierce ancient Egyptian goddess of war, the sun, and healing. She carries life force in her palm with the power to create or destroy. Very scorpionic energy. Sekhmet's guidance. Heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except you. You are a healer among your community. Stop putting your needs last. Wow. Yes. That's it, Scorpio. So let this be of confirmation to you. It's okay. Please don't put your needs last. If you're starting to incorporate some more you time and like boundaries and things that you want to do, cultivating, creating things that you want to create, and starting to shift things in your environment to make space for that, good for you. And if you're yearning for that and not knowing if that, it's okay to do that. It totally is. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna meet your other responsibilities, and even shift away from them as other things take form. It's all good. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to make moves in your life that feel intriguing to you. And I feel like it's really paying off. Like I feel like for those of you who are here, I really have seen something come into form. And it's like really exciting and like thrilling. Like I feel like this thirst for knowledge and this yeah. Anyway, okay. So, when did you decide to become a martyr? Take a breath. Wounded healers hold sadness, rage, and fears of brokenness. Being a warrior wasn't a choice for our beloved foremothers. They did the best they could, but being a goddess warrior for us is knowing that we have the choice not to fight all the time. Deep dive questions. What are your swords, your weapons you use to fight, and what are your shields, the way you defend yourself? Dare to lay the burdens down along with your swords and shields. So the declaration is, it is safe to put myself first. So with the wounded healer, I like being so giving and being a healer, like it's a big lesson to learn that it's necessary to keep things for ourselves, to keep a little bit of energy for ourselves. It's important. We have to, or we cannot show up in the ways that we desire to. There's sense of bitterness that comes with that if we're not taking time to give to ourselves and to receive from our environment in ways that feel healthy to us, and to rest and to heal and to play and to create and to just like have unstructured time. Like it's so important to just have some unstructured time to be in your own world with people that feel home to you, or to be able to, and also to have some solitude. And to feel like you're in the driver's seat of your life, to make the decisions over your life, because that's healing. So that you can show up and do what you're doing to help the world in better ways and feel better about it. And I see that here, like I see that with your card, Scorpio, is like just really putting time into something that you want to do that is just for you. It's yours and yours alone. And it's bright and shiny, and it's, I feel, something you're proud of. Something you've learned a lot from and continue to learn from. There's something, a sense of pride and success and victory. And that's how we start healing, you know, the wounded part of being a healer. Because it takes a lot. We can't pour from an empty cup, right? Okay, so 42. Eisen. Okay, High Priestess, Goddess of Miracles, Haiti. Mambo, Priestess Eisen is the wise Haitian Iwa. Queen of the market, riches, and sacred initiations. Respect her as the highly venerated spirit of the first priestess. Eisen's guidance. You are a magnet for miracles. You are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe all things are possible? Dare to dream bigger. Yeah, like, remember that little humble moment where I was like, I deserve good things. It's like, that's what I felt like was coming through your energy. It's almost like you're looking at the mirror like, I am pretty great and I deserve good things. And I'm like, it's this knowingness inside, but being able to say it out, like, even if it's a small voice at first, it's still starting to be said out loud and to be believed, and to be, you know, and to put yourself first does not mean that you are not going to show up for the things, for other things, or that you're any less generous. It just means that, like, you value yourself and your time and your life. And yeah, maybe it might mess up some schedules, but I feel like there's just kind of like this throwing caution to the wind in a controlled way, right? With the spin the wheel of being like, okay, what's it going to be today? And if it lands on like you time, then you take it. It's like, yeah, awesome. It's just as important as everything else. That's what I'm trying to say, is like, it's just as important as everything else. And I feel that comes from having to be really strong for a long time, going through a lot, being incredibly sensitive and generous and loving and brave, right? Like this, we're talking about Sekhmet as a warrior goddess, and that comes with a lot of pain at times, right? And that pain needs time to heal. And so if we don't take that time to heal, then it just festers. And so I encourage you to do that, and also to validate you doing that, and feel and share how proud I am for you to do that, like, because I feel like you're seeing like the benefits of it, like really seeing the benefits of it, because yeah, not to be redundant, but there's just something that's taken form. You claim you want miracles, but you take a "I'll believe it when I see it" approach. What if you will see it after you believe it? Believe that you deserve to be, do, have the world you want for yourself. You can be your true self. Do what awakens your soul and have your desires. This is life's miracle. If you haven't witnessed your miracle yet today, ask for it and allow it in. Goddess declaration. My life is full of miracles. I really see that reflected in the cards here, Scorpio. It's like the feeling the lowest of lows and the highest of highs, and the merging of all of it into this sacred alchemy that feels really harmonious. Feels like there's a real deep trust with the self. Real deep connection with the self. And through going within and listening, paths of prosperity have been revealed and have been worked on and are growing. It's really, really cool. Okay. That's fast. We got 7th ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. Okay, when the gift of the 7th ray enters your life, something new is being formed. Something that will benefit your world. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purposes. Resonating with high-frequency violet light and the archangel Zadkiel, the 7th ray also helps transmute energy from lower to higher frequency. It is a spiritual cleansing agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen and felt, restoring hope and joy to the heart. The 7th ray is the push-pull between the old and the new, the life that has been and can no longer continue in that form, and the new life that wants to evolve from the old. It honors traditions and ancestral wisdom that serve new life. When the 7th ray enters your life, you are asked to balance your attachment to what has been with an openness to the new. It is a time to fearlessly question what has been, honor what continues to hold value for you, and dismiss what no longer serves you. Wow. It honors traditions and ancestral wisdom that serve new life. Because there is this push-pull, there is this polarity that kept getting kind of tugged into this, like, it almost was a sense of frustration for some of the things, right? Because we talked about these physical things that we have to do sometimes in our lives, and may not align with our soul, but through even just making little incremental changes for our soul to take up more space, we can see the effects of it after a while, right? And something new is being formed, something that will benefit your world. I do feel this closeness with spirit, with life, and this kind of notion of being organized, but also being kind of free and spontaneous. Writing all the things that need to be done, but ultimately just spinning that wheel, baby. Because I feel like you know that you can handle, you know that you got your back with the Strength card here. And I feel like there's certain, very personal ways of doing things, going outside, being in nature, special spots and places that might come into like ritual, order, and ceremony, the ways that you're connecting to the planet, ways you're connecting with life, the way that you're connecting with self. Like there's certain practices that are very grounded and earthy and devotional even. That I feel is bringing in peace. And if that's something that you're yearning for, like your cosmic auntie is saying, like it's okay, it's good, it's necessary to take. So take a look at your schedule and start seeing where you can carve out some unstructured time within all of that structured time. And when you're making your wheel and you're spinning that wheel, each compartment is the same size. So self-care is just as important as everything else. So I hope this has been helpful in some way, my darlings. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being you. I look forward to catching you next month. Oh, and I was gonna say too, if you like this video, for one, please like, comment, and subscribe. I love hearing from you. It really helps me get my readings out into the world, to find people that resonate with them as well, and to grow the community that I'm calling in. So I really appreciate that. This is my last video of the December readings. Whoops. And the next few weeks, the last part of December, I'll be doing different pick a card readings perhaps, and holiday season stuff. There's a bunch of things that I have planned, so please stick around. If you enjoyed this reading, I'd be happy to have you at another one. So lots of love. Bye.